I wanted to do a follow-up video where we look at a few extra examples from the diagonalization section. We're going to diagonalize this 4 by 4 matrix A. I do want to point out that this matrix is in triangular form. Our upper right triangular form is full of zeros. And anytime you have one in triangular form, whether it's the lower left or upper right, full of zeros, your main diagonal will give you the eigenvalues. So we have eigenvalues of 5. Now, since it shows up twice, it has a multiplicity of 2. That's going to come in very important towards the end when we build matrix D. The other eigenvalue is -3. That's our second eigenvalue, and it also has a multiplicity of 2. Now, starting with the eigenvalue of 5, we're going to find the eigenvectors that correspond to it. So in order to do that, we're going to find a basis for lambda equals 5. So we set up A minus lambda I, matrix A, 5I is the main diagonal of 5s, everything else 0. Subtract corresponding positions, and this is the matrix that you wind up with as a result. Feel free to use your graphing calculators or a matrix calculator online to do these calculations. You don't have to do them by hand. Once you have found A minus lambda I, in this case we put a 5 in, we're going to augment and solve this equation. So you take A minus 5I, augment with another column of zeros, and then row reduced echelon form gives us this matrix. We do have pivots in the first two columns, so that means x3 and x4 are both free variables. If you look at x1, it is equal to -8x3 minus 16x4. And I put that in the top row of our solution vector. x2 is equal to 4x3 plus 4x4. And I put that in the second row. Since x3 and x4 are free, you just relabel them in rows 3 and 4 respectively. Factoring out an x3, you will get -8, 4, 1, 0. This is V1. That's one of our vectors in the basis. Sorting out the x4s, or think of it as factoring it out either way, -16, 4, 0, and 1. And that's our second vector. Now on the next slide, we're going to switch over to the eigenvalue of -3 and repeat all this. A minus -3I, that's the same thing as A plus 3I. Matrix A from the original problem plus 3 times the identity matrix. Two negatives make a positive, so add corresponding positions, and you should get this as the resulting matrix. Augment with another column of zeros so that we are solving A plus 3I times x equals 0. So it's this matrix with a last column of all zeros. Row reduce that, and you will get this following 4 by 5 matrix. We have a pivot in x1, a pivot in the second column, so x1 and x2 are definite. We don't have pivots in columns 3 or 4, so again, x3 and x4 are free variables. If you solve for x1, there's nothing to set it equal. Well, you set it equal to 0, but there's nothing here to carry over and change the sign of like we're used to doing. So x1 is 0. Same thing for x2. There's nothing following it to carry across and solve. So x1 and x2 are both 0. There are no definite values for x3 and x4. Those are free. Pulling out an x3, excuse me, we have the top two zeros, a 1 and a 0. So this will be our third vector, actually the third eigenvector. X4, if you take it out, you have 0, 0, 0, and finally a 1. I'm labeling these V3 and V4. So to do the diagonalization, matrix P is the first two vectors that we had from the previous slide when we had lambda equals to 5, I believe it was. Yeah, where lambda was 5. These two are the third and fourth columns, and I went ahead and labeled under here V1 through V4. And what you got to be careful of is when you set up matrix D, remember that our first eigenvalue of 5, it had a multiplicity of 2, and it produced those first two columns. Our other eigenvalue of -3 produced these two eigenvectors. And so this one you'll put twice, but it'll be third and fourth column. A second example would be to compute a to the 8th when A is this 2 by 2 matrix. So first, let's get the eigenvalues. Let's form A minus lambda I. A minus lambda times the identity matrix will just be a main diagonal of lambdas. Subtracting each position carefully, we get this 2 by 2 matrix. Now, to get the actual eigenvalues, we need a characteristic equation, and that comes from the determinant of the matrix above, A minus lambda I. I'm using vertical bars for determinant, main diagonal multiplied, minus the other diagonal multiplied. Foiling out these first two, you get -4 minus 4 lambda plus 1 lambda, that totals -3 lambda, plus lambda squared, and then finally plus 6. Cleaning up your like terms and writing in descending order, we have lambda squared minus 3 lambda plus 2, and that's going to be set equal to 0 because you want this determinant equal to 0. And that's your characteristic equation. Factoring with lambda minus 1, lambda minus 2. Just be careful to convince yourself of that. Setting each one equal to 0, you get eigenvalues of 1 and 2. Now, for the first eigenvalue, lambda equals 1, we build A minus 1 times the identity. A minus 1 times the identity. That gives us this 2 by 2 matrix. Augment with a column of zeros, row reduce, and x1 is equal to positive x2. There is no pivot in the second column, so x2 is free. Replace your x1 with x2. x2 is free, so it's just a recopy. Factoring out or pulling out an x2 leaves a 1 and a 1 for the coefficients. That's your first eigenvector that corresponds to lambda equals 1. For the other eigenvalue, lambda equals 2, you build A minus 2 times the identity. A minus 2 times the identity matrix. Subtract, you get this 2 by 2 matrix. Augment with a column of zeros, row reduce, and you get x1 is equal to positive 3/2 x2. The second column has no pivot, so x2 is free. x1 is equal to 3/2 x2, and x2 is free. Replace x1 with 3/2 x2, x2 is free, so recopy. Pull out an x2, that leaves you with 3/2 and a 1. This is the second eigenvector, and it corresponds to the eigenvalue of 2. Keeping them in order, 1, 1, that's your first vector, that goes first. 3/2, 1, that's your second column. And then keeping it in order, our first eigenvalue is 1, and our second eigenvalue is 2. Using your calculator, you can invert P, and it comes out to this 2 by 2 matrix. Using similarity, we have A equals P times D times P inverse. When we raise that to the 8th power, that's P times the diagonal matrix to the 8th power times the inverse. Matrix P, and those are the eigenvectors corresponding to each eigenvalue from the slide before. D to the 8th, we have a main diagonal where it was 1 and 2, it's now 1 to the 8th, 2 to the 8th. And then P inverse from the previous slide using your calculator, we got this 2 by 2 matrix. If you want to put these in your graphing calculator as matrix A, B, and C, then once you've edited and entered all three, you can use your calculator to do matrix A times matrix B times matrix C, and long story short, this will be your final answer. Third example, let A be this 2 by 2 matrix, and we're going to let V1 and V2 be the eigenvectors of A. Well, since we have the eigenvectors, it makes it fairly easy to find eigenvalues. Multiply matrix A times your first eigenvector, and you get 3, 1. Well, that's 1 times V1. So your first eigenvalue, or the one that corresponds to V1, is 1. A times your second eigenvector gives you a 2 by 1 vector of 6 and 3. Well, compared to V2, that's 3 times V2. And so that gives you an eigenvalue of 3. Now that we have our eigenvalues of 1 and 3 respectively to V1 and V2, you can build matrix P. Matrix P is your eigenvectors, and we had 3, 1 and 2, 1 given, and we did a little bit of magic through multiplication and determining what scalar factor we needed. But from V1, we've got eigenvalues of 1, and then from the second one, an eigenvalue of 3. Just keep them in order. And I hope this helps. I know the steps are so long and so tedious, but I wanted to supply you guys with a few extra examples to maybe help you get through your homework sections. If you need any help, reach out. If not, you guys are doing an excellent job, so just keep doing what you're doing.